Thanks for tuning in. I'm Kim Stanley, and you're watching Cox Connections, only on Cox 9 Roanoke. Angels of Assisi provides reduced-cost spaying and neutering as a way to prevent pet overpopulation. They also offer low-cost medical care to pets, as well as supplying shelter, care, and sustenance to companion and domesticated farm animals in need. Founder and President Norm Mason and Volunteer Coordinator Lisa O'Neill are here to tell us more about Angels of Assisi. Thank you both for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
It sounds like a great organization. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about the organization and its history?
We started in 2001, largely as a result of the fact that I saw nothing happening with an attempt to control pet overpopulation. And I had the good fortune to encounter Dr. Kelly Farrell, and she shared the same aspirations. And so in 2001, August, we're coming up on our 10th year, we bought a used RV and converted it into a mobile surgical hospital. And we did surgeries for spay-neuter for a couple of years. And in 2003, there was really a seminal year. We purchased the clinic, which is located at 415 Campbell Avenue, just a couple hundred feet up from the Roanoke Police Department.
Okay.
And by doing so, we were able to be more efficient in providing the spay-neuter services. Plus, we also have a no-kill shelter on the premises. And we also now provide wellness visits, which include examinations, shots, we do dentals and so forth. And so we try to provide comprehensive attempt to not only lower the pet overpopulation problem, but provide affordable medical care to people who are really not able to pay for that kind of thing. Yes. And since August of 2001, we have spayed or neutered over 75,000 animals. And since we started our adoption center, our no-kill adoption center, we have found homes for at least 7,000 animals who otherwise would never have had a chance. Mm-hmm. Some of them are old and not the delightful little puppies that you often see. Mm-hmm. The wellness visits have also provided our clientele affordable follow-up services, such as their shots and minor things. We can't provide full services. We're not in competition with the veterinarians, but we do want to provide the basic care that people need for their pets. Mm-hmm. We work with 4 or 5 counties, and we send out our transportation truck and bring the animals in for spay-neutering. If you're living in the area, you could bring your pet by in the morning. You must have an appointment. Bring your pet by in the morning, drop the pet off, and come back that evening and pick them up.
Okay. Wow, it's just a phenomenal service. I'm amazed at the number of pets that have come through there. So
75,000.
Wow, that's great. And so the wellness clinic is really about coming in, bringing your pets in, doing that proactive, the shots and everything. That's really what the wellness clinic
Absolutely.
does.
We felt that there was no sense in simply trying to save an animal and then not provide follow-up services. And in today's difficult economic times, we find that we can provide services to people who otherwise could not provide those services to their animals.
And you mentioned not all animals are those cute puppies. You know, they're not all adoptable either. So what do you do about that?
No animal is put to death in our clinic ever. We have 3-legged dogs. We just had a chow came in the other day that was 15 years old and blind. And our staff is just absolutely wonderful. I can't tell you how magnificent they are. And one of the staff members, Debbie Saunders, our business manager, took her home, took the blind chow home. And that's the kind of thing that our dedicated staff is more than willing to do. And of course, we rely very heavily on the volunteers as well. And because you have to have that flexibility when you have an inundation of animals, and at least you can address those puppy mill rescues where we might get 50 to 200 animals at one time.
Wow.
And so the volunteer coordination is very important.
Well, Lisa, let's talk about volunteers. How do you get them? How do you coordinate that? And as Norm said, it's probably, you know, you need a lot at once, and then it probably slows down a little bit.
Right. We have a volunteer orientation the 3rd Tuesday of each month consistently at 6:30 p.m. And people come in and they get a tour and they find out what responsibilities there are. We explain to the volunteers that the more they can do to help the staff take care of the animals, that gives the staff time to process adoption applications, to help animals come in that may need rescuing from different situations. And our volunteers really band together and they all network with each other. Facebook is a wonderful way for communicating nowadays. And they tell each other what needs there are, and we're amazed day after day. If we need something, we put it out on the internet, on Facebook, and it happens every time that people come through and help us out.
Wow,
so we appreciate that very
great.
much.
Yeah, that's great. And I'm sure it takes a lot of funding as well to run an organization like this. Where do you get your funding?
We get most of our funding from the services that are provided, though they're highly subsidized, reduced. But we do depend upon donations, and the more donations we receive, the more we can do. We get bequests occasionally, but the donations are very much appreciated, and I can assure you it goes all to the help of the animals. It is not to administrative staff.
Okay.
Nobody on the board of directors, myself included, ever receives a penny.
Wow.
And I might ask Lisa to talk about our goal, which is really zero killing. I don't like to use the word euthanasia. It's killing of animals because they can't find a home. There are many shelters in this state, such as Lynchburg, Charlottesville, Richmond, who have approached a 90 to 100% adoption rate, as opposed to the appalling statistics that we've learned about recently here. So we want to encourage everybody to be responsible, but we also would like Roanoke to become one of those stellar performers.
Okay, so it sounds like we've got just a little bit of time. The goal of Angels of Assisi is to not kill any animals.
Correct.
And
other counties and cities in Virginia are doing it. It takes a very active foster program. It takes a very active volunteer program. And most of all, it's the leadership of those facilities. Charlottesville is wonderful. Lynchburg is doing a wonderful job. Pulaski County has also really come, this last year they're at a 90% save rate for their animals. So the leadership and the policies in those communities are something that we really need to take a look at and try to follow.
okay, that's great. Thank you both for being on the show. Just a lot of great information. The website will be up, as well as they can contact you. It sounds like you guys use the internet to get volunteers as well as funding.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Okay, great. Thank you both
Thank
very
you so
much.
much.
Thanks for
All
having us.
Before you go, I want to personally thank you for choosing Cox Communications for your entertainment, information, and communication needs. We know you could have chosen another provider, but because you chose us, we promise to provide you with quality products backed up by a talented local team of professionals. I'm Kim Stanley, and I'll see you next time on Cox Connections.